Welcome back to Smart City, where we discover the mesmerizing beauty and the hidden mysteries of the planet Earth. Today we are going to take you on a virtual tour on one of the most iconic landmarks in Sri Lanka, Sigiriya, also known as Lion Rock. There is nothing like this anywhere in the world, which is why in 1982, Sigiriya was declared as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. It is known as the eighth wonder of the world, but quite literally, Sigiriya towers above the rest. Sigiriya is located in the northern Matale district near the town of Dambulla in the central province of Sri Lanka. It is a site of historical and archaeological significance that is dominated by a massive column of granite rock approximately 660 feet tall. And you can see it has a flat top like somebody cut it with a giant knife. And there are incredible ruins at the top which are extremely mysterious. But no one is entirely sure why they were built. Who built this and why were they so important? So let's find out. If we go straight to the top, you can see there are a lot of incredible brick structures here. It is not only confusing visitors, but even archaeologists were unable to make complete sense of what these structures were used for. Archaeologists confirm that the brick structures are at least 1,500 years old. But the mystery is not what these structures are. It is how these structures were built. It is reported that at least 3 million bricks are found here, but it is impossible to make 3 million bricks on the top of the rock. They will have to transport these bricks from the ground. But the wonder is, there are no any ancient stairs from the ground level, which is go to the top of the rock. All these metal steps are built in the last century. Without these new stairs, it will be very hard to climb this rock. This is why no one knew about Sigiriya until 200 years ago. An Englishman named Major Jonathan Forbes, while returning from a trip to Polonnaruwa, encountered the bush-covered summit of Sigiriya in 1831. Archaeological work at Sigiriya began on a small scale in 1890s. H.C.P. Bell was the first archaeologist to conduct extensive researches on Sigiriya. The Sigiriya site contains the ruins of an upper palace located on the flat top of the rock, a mid-level terrace that includes the Lion Gate and Mirror Wall. The lower palace clings to the slopes below the rocks. The gardens of Sigiriya are one of the most important aspects of the site, as they are among the oldest landscape gardens in the world. The gardens are divided into three distinct but linked forms: border gardens, cave and boulder gardens, and terrace gardens. Border gardens extend from the northern slopes to the southern slopes of the hills at the foot of the sigiriyarock. Terrace gardens are formed from natural hill at the base of the sigiriyarock. Border gardens can be seen in the central section of the western precipice. Three principal gardens are found here. The large water tank on the top of rock is incredible. If you ignore the bricks and marble blocks around it, you will realize that this is the largest monolithic tank in the world. It has been built by removing granite by scooping out tons and tons of granite from solid rock. This entire tank is 90 feet long and 68 feet wide, and it is about 7 feet deep. So, Take a minute and think. If human beings build this using primitive tools like chisel, hammers, pickaxes on granite, which is one of the hardest rock in the world, it would have taken years and years. So don't you think there is something fundamentally wrong with mainstream history books? And this tank has some strange properties. Throughout the year, its build never dries up, even during the super hot summers. And also, it will never overflow during the rainy season. But how it get water? This is still an engineering marvel to us with our modern technology. The tank appears to collect water through percolation, a process where liquid slowly passes through a filter, but the tank also has a drainage system underneath which ensures it never overflows. Apart from all these, Sigiriya also houses two massive paws of a strange animal. Each paw is at least 10 feet tall and 10 feet wide. Sri Lankans refer to this as lion paws or lion gait. But are these really lion paws? There are two curves made where the nails meet the flesh at the end. If you look carefully, there is little toe as well. So there are three bigger toes and one small toe in each leg. Experts claim that these toes belong to a lion, but this is absolutely wrong. Lions have 5 toes, not 4 toes. So what animal do these toes belong to? Also, archaeologists have noticed strange toe marks which look like narrow channels all along the side of the rock. It is confirmed that these markings were carved in ancient times, yet there is no answer as to how they were carved into the side of the rock, a place where there are no slopes for humans to stand. There are also profound circular holes drilled into the monolithic rock close to its peak. Again, archaeologists struggle to explain how these holes were drilled with primitive tools. Additionally, near the drilled holes, we can find strange groove marks. Their purpose, how were they made, remains a complete mystery. Right next to the groove marks, we can find another drill hole, which goes very deep into the rock. All of these strange markings look like they were made with some sort of advanced machines that drilled the rock or even melted it. All of these engineering marvels create many unanswered questions. All this indicates that we are looking at more ancient sites. So, was it a fortress, a palace, or something religious? Now let's talk about the different theories related to this place. Number 1. Mythical explanation. It is believed that this was not only the work of an advanced civilization, but of one who came down from heaven. According to legends, the city of Sigiriya was the palace of Ravana, very powerful ancient god king of Sri Lanka. The legend also states that the enormous granite tank was the swimming pool of Ravana. According to ancient texts, Ravana was not born as a normal human, but instead his ancestors came from the sky. It's said that Ravana belonged to a race known as Asura. Number 2. That this was a Buddhist monastery. Buddhist monastic settlements were established during the 3rd century BC in the western and northern slopes of the boulder-strewn hills surrounding the Sigiriya rock. Rock inscriptions are carved near the villages on many of the shelters, recording the donation of the shelters to the Buddhist monastic order as residents. But the very more interesting and more fun story is that of King Kashyapa. King Kashyapa I, the son of King Datusena, by non-royal consort, killed his father by burying him alive in a bowl and seized the throne. Afraid of an attack by his brother Mogallana, Kashyapa moved the capital and his residence from the traditional capital of Anuradhapura to the most secure Sigiriya. Conventional archaeologists believe that the site first used was during the regime of King Kashyapa at the end of 5th century, and then he built a fortress on top of the monolithic rock, believing it would be impenetrable to his brother's army. And instead of being captured by the invading army, Kashyapa committed suicide. After his death, his brother Mogallana gave this site to the Buddhist monks. The next wonder is Sigiriya frescoes. George Hill once wrote, "The whole face of Hill appears to have been a gigantic picture gallery, the largest picture in the world perhaps. The painting would have covered the most of the western face of the rock, an area of 140 meters long and 40 meters high. There are references in graffiti to 500 ladies in these paintings. However, most are lost forever. The true identity of the ladies in the paintings still has not been confirmed. There are various ideas about their identity. Some believe that they are ladies of the kings, while others think that they are women taking part in religious observances. These pictures have close resemblance to paintings seen in Ajanta Cave in India. Mirror wall. Originally, this wall was so reflective that the king could see himself as he walked alongside it. It is made of brick masonry and covered in highly polished white plaster. The wall is now partially covered with verses scribbled by visitors. These poems are of highly literary value because of the use of symbolism wordplay techniques. One such example is, like these who have seen late, I listen to the message given by her. Like a bee who has seen full-blown lotuses, the bewildered heart of mine is consoled. This lovely couplet shows that the Sinhalese of old were great poets. So, what do you think? Was Sigiriya made by human beings with primitive tools and hand labor? If so, how did they bring 300 million bricks, tons and tons of marble rocks from the ground? How did they manage to cut 3,500 tons of granite and find a unique technology to keep a tank always filled with water? Or was Sigiriya Ravana's or Asuras who had magical powers? So sit down and think a while, and please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And I will stop the video for today, inviting you to Sri Lanka to feel the mesmerizing beauty and ancient culture of the country. And don't forget to share your experiences with us. This is Matale, the World Explorer. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon to get all the updates. Bye.